Hello, I am Marcus Sabatello from Danube Tech, and I would like to show you some results from a project called Transatlantic SSI Interop. This project was done as part of a program known as Next Generation Internet, or NGIatlantic, and the goal of this program is always to bring together one EU-based company and one US-based company to collaborate and to conduct experiments using infrastructures both in the EU and in the US, and in our case specifically decentralized identity infrastructures. We were fortunate to partner with our friends from Digital Bazaar, a US-based company that is a real pioneer and has basically invented a lot of the technical standards that we're using. And what we try to do in this project is to look at and connect prominent decentralized identity infrastructures, both in the EU and in the US. In the EU, we looked at specifically the European Blockchain Service Infrastructure, also known as EPSI, which among other things is working on providing EU citizens with digital wallets. And one focus area in that project is the issuance of digital diplomas to university students. On the US side, we looked at another prominent project done by the US Department of Homeland Security in the scope of a program known as the Silicon Valley Innovation Program. And one use case in that program is issuing digital permanent resident cards or digital green cards to immigrants. Both our companies have been involved in these two projects for a while, and so we've been working on trying to connect them and demonstrate interoperability. In both projects, there's pretty much some standard narrative or a story that can be used to illustrate what the respective initiatives are doing. On the EU side, in the European Blockchain Service Infrastructure, one scenario is around a student called Eva, who is given a digital diploma from her university. And in the US side, the digital permanent resident card, one of the use cases is about immigrant known as Louis Pasteur, who wants to work and live in the United States. And so in this program, we've been working on developing both technical infrastructure to demonstrate interoperability, and also we've been trying to formulate stories and narratives that combine the two use cases. We start with a digital wallet. So we are using the Veris wallet developed by Digital Bazaar. And we will start by looking at the journey of Eva, who is a student in the EU, and she is already done with her studies at the Technical University in Graz. She is ready to receive her diploma, and in order to do that, first she selects a wallet. So she basically authenticates to the website of the university with her verifiable credentials wallet. As I mentioned, we're using the Veris wallet developed by Digital Bazaar. So there's a step where Eva authenticates to the website and proves control of her wallet. And then there's an authorization step where the story is that together with her physical diploma, she receives a certain authorization code printed on the paper version of the diploma, and now she can type that authorization code and use that to receive the digital version of the diploma. For that, her digital wallet will open up again. She's being offered here a diploma that is compliant with the EPSI standards. The issuer is the Technical University of Graz, and she can accept that, and the diploma is successfully issued and stored in her wallet. Now, in our narrative, at some point, Eva would like to go to the US and work there and apply for a business visa. In order to do that, she interacts with the website of the US Citizenship and Immigration Service. This is a demonstration website built by Digital Bazaar using the various verifier software. And so in our narrative, in order to apply for a visa, she wants to prove that she has a diploma from a European university. So by clicking on a button here, USCIS, the department within DHS, within the Department of Homeland Security, is asking Eva to present her digital diploma. And so again, the Veris wallet will open up. It will ask Eva to present the verifiable credential that is required for this interaction. And here she can select this EPSI diploma, which she previously received from the European university, and she can choose to share that with this US-based institution. And here it is successfully verified, and then the narrative is that now she can continue with her visa application process. So what we've seen here is a verifiable credential using the W3C verifiable credential standards and decentralized identifier specifications, and we have an issuer based on the EPSI, the European infrastructure, and a verifier in the US. And we developed a second scenario, which is pretty much the inverse, where we have a US-based issuer and a EU-based verifier. And again, we start with an empty wallet. In this case, we're going to follow the journey of Louis Pasteur. So Louis Pasteur is an immigrant to the US. He's about to receive his digital permanent resident card. So in this case, the US Department of Homeland Security is not the verifier, but is actually the issuer. And similar as before, Louis Pasteur goes through a process of choosing his wallet, or one of his wallets. He could have more than that, and he is authenticating with his wallet to the website. And there's a similar verification process as before. So the story is that in the mail, Louis Pasteur has already received his physical permanent resident card together with a verification code that he can now use to pick up the digital equivalent of the card. And after doing that, he's ready to receive that credential into the Veris wallet. It is being previewed here, so he can look at that and then choose to store it in his wallet. And he's finished with that. And then in our narrative, maybe he works for a few years in the US and gains some experience, and then at some point he decides that he wants to go to Europe, or go back to Europe where he's originally from, and perhaps pursue some PhD studies at a European university. In this case, we're simulating the Vienna University of Business and Economics, and here we are demonstrating how he can go through an application process for a PhD program. And for that, of course, he also needs some documents and prove his identity. And we could imagine that he can do that in a number of ways, with an Austrian national ID, with an EU EPSI verifiable ID, or perhaps if he doesn't have any of these documents, perhaps with a US permanent resident card. Right, so if we do that, then this website now acts as a verifier of a credential, and it's requesting the permanent resident card to prove who he is when he applies for this program. And again, the wallet opens up. He can choose the credential that's being requested by the website, and he has successfully presented that. It has been successfully verified, and now we can imagine that he can proceed with the PhD application process. And that's the end of the demonstration. So what we managed to show here is an EU-based issuer and then US-based verifier, with that US-based verifier being able to understand the verifiable credential and the decentralized identifiers that come out of an EU-based infrastructure, the European Blockchain Service Infrastructure. And we showed it the other way around with a US-based issuer and an EU-based verifier, again, where in this case a European university was able to understand verifiable credential and decentralized identifier connected to a US-based infrastructure. We think this was a very successful project. I hope this has been interesting. We think this is quite powerful because this demonstrates not just interoperability between different types of credentials or different types of DIDs, and also not only interoperability across different implementations from different vendors, but this is really a combination of everything, right? We're using software from different companies, we're using different types of credentials, different types of identifiers, and combining use cases from different countries, even different continents. And we hope that this will be a blueprint perhaps for future work towards a global interoperability layer and a global ecosystem where interoperability is not just an afterthought, but really built into every layer of a stack and based on open standards. Let us know if you have any feedback or questions. We'd be happy to hear from you, and thanks again to our partner Digital Bazaar for the excellent collaboration. Thank you.